So click on record this meeting. So once our session is over, it will ask you to convert into some MP4 format. I mean WMV format. You can convert.
So is it will be just an audio recording or both audio and video?
No, it will video recording. Video recording.
Okay.
Audio and video. So once our session is done, it will prompt you to convert the this recording session into some W window. Click on OK button on window. It will take some around 15 minutes to convert this into WME format. Okay. See here, I installed Ab initio operating system. So I am installing the graphical development. I'm removing this one as well. So let it remove. While it is removing, I will come back to this data warehousing content here. See, now we'll discuss about data warehousing concepts at a glance for half an hour. Okay. So as I hope you could understand the difference between the database and data warehouse. So I will repeat again. Database is also a relational concept. So where I will store all online transactional processing data. So all real-time transactions first will be stored in the databases and then will be moved to data warehouses to track. So now why I have to go for data warehouse? So why the clients are looking for data warehouse nowadays is, so when the customers or users of the client are requesting access to large amount of historical information. So large amount in the sense, if you may request a bank statement for more than 1 year, then they have to maintain every history to provide the bank statement for you, right? So when you are requesting access to large amount of historical information for reporting purpose, they have to strongly consider the warehouse, right? Then they have to go for warehouse. These warehouses are organized so to organized to do the analysis operations rather than transaction processing. Okay, transaction processing won't be happen in warehouse, only analysis will be happen in the warehouse. Analysis will be done by the warehouse systems. Okay, so if you want to create a warehouse, you should have four properties. Basically, your warehouse should be subject oriented, non-volatile, and it should be integrated, and it should be time variant. So I will send this content to you. You can just go through this one. Okay, subject oriented in the sense, if you want to create the warehouse, your warehouse should cover organization. So if your organization can be a bank, so your organization can cover all the employee details, customer details, and the bank and the branch details, product details, loans detail, everything. So every subject should be covered by the warehouse. That is called subject oriented property. Next thing is non-volatile. So once into the warehouse, the record or the data of the customer cannot be overridden because let us take an instance. See, if you deposit an amount of $10,000 in a bank, okay, and again if you deposit some $5,000, not override the 10,000 with 5,000. They have to maintain 10,000 as the history and 5,000 as a current data, current transaction. Similarly, customer, they have to insert a new record in the database. They are not supposed to update the value and they are not supposed to delete the value. That is called non-volatile. In the sense, so if the data warehouse, if the data warehouse is a huge data warehouse, it is very difficult to maintain the warehouse for the customers, right? Then they will break the warehouse into different kind of marts or sub-entities or departments. Like if you take a bank, contains some 4 or 5 branches. So each branch is a subset of the main branch, right? So each branch I will call as a data mart, right? So now they have to maintain the warehouse in form of data mart, right? So now if they want to, if they want to handle the data, so they have to join the multiple data marts to create the data warehouse logically, right? So this is called integrated property. The data across multiple data marts or can be integrated in data warehouse. Okay. Next one is time varianted. Time variant in the sense according to time, the historical information should be captured by the warehouse. So these are all 4 properties are required to maintain the warehouse. So this may not be required process, but this may be required as a ETL developer. Minimum things you have to know. That's why I'm explaining here. Okay, so I will forward this content to you. You can just go through this one to understand. We will discuss tomorrow if you have any questions. Is enterprise warehouse. Okay, so enterprise warehouse in the sense, so in case there are some clients there have been existed in the world across, across world for years and years. Instead of maintaining multiple mods, they may have to maintain a centralized warehouse in one place. This centralized warehouse is the repository which contains entire information across the world, right? So enterprise warehouse is a centralized warehouse which provides service for the entire enterprise. Okay, so granularity, we can discuss about granularity once we are done with the factor and dimension down. Okay, so granularity is a simple thing. It's a kind of lowest level of information in the fact table. Like if you are aware of databases, so if you want to design a database, you have to go for the ER model, right? So ER model is a model which can like where we have some entities and relationships, right? Similarly here also, if you want to design the data warehouse, you have to go for the dimensional modeling or multi-dimensional modeling, right? So in multi-dimensional modeling, we have only two kinds of tables. One is the fact table, another one is dimension table. You don't see another table. We have the concept down. We have the fact and dimension table. So in fact table, the lowest level of information of a field is called a granularity. Like I am taking some date. Okay, so for my date field, okay, for my date field, the level could be year, it can be month or quarter or period or a week or a day. This is called a granularity. How can you divide the dimension into multiple values? It's called granularity. Okay, next one is data mining. So data mining is nothing but the extraction of, and next one is data presentation area. So before talking about this presentation area, so I am coming to this architecture here. So yesterday we discussed about ab initio, right? So either it can be ab initio or it can be Informatica data sets. All ETL tools are intended to operation from multiple operating systems, and then it will apply the transformation on the extracted data, and the data will be loaded into the warehouse. This is what we discussed yesterday, right? So here, this is the typical architecture of the data warehouse. Data warehouse is the repository or which can be a data of the transactions of the customers of a bank. I am explaining as an example, right? So here also, your source can be anything. Your source can be mainframe server, okay, for extraction. Your source can be SaaS server, or your source can be SAP server. Your source can be database, Oracle, SQL Server, Teradata. It can be anything, right? So first you have to extract all the sources, okay, and then you have to perform integration operation, transformations, and then you will be loading the transformed data into the warehouses. If you see this layer here, this is called source layer. So my source layer contains multiple source systems, right? Source system 1 can be a data warehouse itself, okay. Source system 2 can be a database. Source system 3 can be a database. Source system N can be a file system, okay. Your source can be anything, right? So you have to perform the integration of all the sources by doing extraction, okay. So I will extract all the sources into some landing area, right? So your landing area can be any Unix file system or Windows directories or databases. So landing area in the sense, landing area can be a database where all source systems files will be arrived. Okay. Since I have multiple source systems here, I have to integrate multiple source systems into one landing area. Because landing area, from this landing area, I will perform the transformations. That is why landing area is land system, or it can be a database also, which will be storing all the extracted data from multiple source systems, right? So here you can see this is called database, landing database, or you can use file system also for landing area. So next one, landing area. So from the landing area, so you will apply some kind of transformations on the landed data. Transformations can be a business rules of the client. Your client may request you to find out the customers who did the maximum transaction for a day in a month, or the client may give a business requirement saying that I want to know the sum of deposit of the customer or sum of personal loan of the customer, or I want to report of the customer who is using the credit card, debit card, personal loan, home loan and all. So this kind of business requirements you have to do in landing area. For doing all the operations, you will load the you load the temporary transform data into the staging area. So staging area can be either a file system or it can be a database also, where I will store all the transformed data for temporary purpose. Because so in staging area, if you want, you can perform any kind of updates or deletes. Loaded into the data warehouse, again you cannot do updates or deletes, right? That's why in staging area of updates, inserts, deletes based on the requirement. So once the data is ready to be loaded into the warehouse, from database, staging database to the data warehouse layer. So this is the architecture of the data warehouse. Okay, so you can see ETL operation here. So E stands for X, T stands for transformation in the staging area, L stands for loading into the warehouse or mod layer. So you have any questions in data warehouse architecture, or can I go ahead
Mm,
for the next concept?
yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Each and everything. So source layer is the one which contains all OLTP legacy systems. Okay, so this is the source for our landing area also. What happens in landing area? What happens? Okay, so you can see each and everything in the document. So this architecture is required for you to understand the concepts. This may not be required to you to work on the environment, but this will be required to you. Okay, so next one is approaches, right? So if you want to build the data warehouse, you have two approaches, right? So the first approach is top-down approach. Okay, next one is bottom-up approach. So two approaches you have to follow. Okay, so approaches in the sense, so how you have to perform the ETL operation from multiple sources, how you have to create the data warehouse. This is called approach. So there are two SMEs. They suggested two approaches. The first one is Bill Inman. He suggested top-down approach, and Rolf Kimball, he suggested bottom-up approach now. Okay, so this one here, this is the top-down approach diagram. So if you see here, I have the multiple source systems here, right? From multiple source systems, extraction, transformation, centralized warehouse. So I am creating some enterprise data warehouse. Okay, so this enterprise data warehouse is the warehouse which will be having multiple source systems. So once the transformations are done in from the multiple sources, again you have to create the data marts, because as I told you now, if you want to manipulate the transactions in the database, so instead of going with the enterprise data warehouse, okay, you can go with the data marts, because if you can divide the enterprise warehouse into multiple data marts or multiple branches, you can handle the transactions of the customer. So it is very difficult to handle entire enterprise warehouse. That's why you have to go for the multiple data marts, right? So here, so this is called data mart, and this is called another data mart. So why after creating multiple after creating a data warehouse here, again you have to create the multiple data mart in Tableau approach. If you see here, the drawback here is, you have to use the ETL tool two times. So one time to perform the ETL systems, and another time you have to use the ETL the multiple data marts. Okay, so this requires more cost for the client. So your client may have to invest approach. And one more thing here is, if there is any change, or if there is in any module of the warehouse, you have to apply the same change in warehouse as well as in data mart also. It takes more time, it requires more cost, right? That's why nowadays 90% of the providers are following bottom-up approach. Okay, so this is the bottom-up approach diagram. I am not using ETL operation two times, only one time you can see ETL operation. If you see here, you can see ETL operation two times. Okay, and if you see this diagram, you can see ETL operation one time only. So only once I am using ETL tool to perform the ETL operation from the multiple source systems, and then I will directly create the data marts. If you see the top-down approach, I am creating data warehouse first. I am creating a warehouse first, and then I am creating data warehouse, and then instead of creating data marts again, so I am directly creating the data mart here. I am not creating any warehouse. Okay, directly I will create the data mart only. If you want to create the warehouse, you can just join the multiple data marts. You can create the data warehouse. Okay, so there can be some relationship between the multiple. So with the alpha of this, the alpha of the relationship between the multiple data marts, I will create a logical data warehouse at runtime. Okay, so with the alpha of the conformed dimension and conformed facts here, I can create the errors. So we'll discuss about what is conformed dimension, what is conformed fact. So we have the types of about conformed dimension and conformed fact here. Okay, so next one is, if you see the property here, I told you so in the data variation properties, I told you we have some property which is called integrated, right? The same property you can see here. So what I am doing in this bottom up approach is I am trying to integrate the multiple data marts. Okay, so multiple data marts I am trying to integrate with the help of the conformed dimension. This is called integrated property. So now this is about bottom up approach. Here the advantage for the client is you can use the ETL tool only once. Okay, you can reduce the cost. And one more thing is, if there is any update, or if there is any change, if any of the department, or if any of the data mart, you can just touch the those data mart only. You need not touch any other data mart. Okay, because every mart is independent. So that's why you can reduce the cost in bottom up approach. So this is the recommended approach. Nowadays each project is following bottom up approach. Okay, so next one is this bus matrix is not required for you. If you want to become a business analyst in data warehousing concepts, then you can go through this one in future. Okay, so next one is terminologies. So terminologies, I think you are a MS guy, I hope you understand about terminologies. So like what is a table, like what is a attribute. So these are all called as terminology. So here, so again I am repeating the terminology. So attribute in the sense, every attribute, right? So if you have some customer table, your customer table may contain the customer ID, customer name, and the address, mobile number, email ID, and the deposit and all. So each column in the table is called as an attribute. Okay. So next one is composite key. So before talking about this composite key, so I will talk about the primary key concept. So in databases theory, if you want to maintain the data in a proper manner, you have to use some integrity constraints. Like, if the customer does one transaction, he is not supposed to do the duplicate transaction. I mean, my table is not supposed to get the duplicate transaction again. So that's why I will make some kind of constants in my database, right? I think you are all aware of constants in database. Primary key is one of the constant. So primary key is a constant of a table which doesn't allow null values and it doesn't accept the duplicate values, right? So similarly, we have composite key concept. If you want to create the more than one field as the primary key, I will call this concept as the composite key. Okay, so if you have a table, your table contains the customer ID, transaction ID, name, address, and all. If you want to as a primary key, you can make. And if you want to make the combination of this customer ID and the transaction ID as the primary key, like if you see here, let me show you in Excel. So in case if you feel any difficulty in any of the concept, you can just raise your hand. You can just ask.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So are you aware of this integrity constraints like primary key, parent table, child table, and all? So I have table like this, right? I have customer ID, transaction name and all, right? So if I want to make this customer ID as the primary key, right? So now, if you want to make the combination of these two fields as the primary key, this is called composite key, right? So that's what I am trying to convey the primary key, which can be made up of several columns. So this is also called as cache. One is foreign key. Okay, so if you have the relationship between two tables, like I have parent table, I have child table. So my parent table contains the customer details. My child table contains the relationship between the parent table and child table. Okay, concept, because in child table, so I am trying to enter the transaction of the customer in my child table. Okay, so my child table contains some values, so these values should be existed in the parent table before entering in the child table, right? This is called foreign key concept. Next one is dimensional modeling. So dimensional modeling in the sense, as I told you in the session, so dimensional modeling is the concept, okay, we will use in the warehousing designs. So ER model is the concept, we will use this ER model in the database designs. So similarly, in the warehouse designs, you have to use the dimensional model concept. Okay, in dimensional model, we have two kinds of tables. One is the fact table, another one is the dimensional table. Okay, so fact table contains only facts or measurements of the business, and that contains only referential information for the facts. We will discuss in detail about the fact and dimension in down. So next one is flat. Flat file is a simple file only. It can be mainframe file, it can be IBM file, it can be MS Word file. The flat file can be sourced to your system. I mean your ETL tool, a flat file can be a source or a database can be a source, right? So coming to fact here. So facts will be stored in the fact table. So the definition of this fact is, so fact is the business performance measurement. So what I want to, so if you have a bank, if you performance of your bank, like, how many number of customers I have in 2013, I got in 2014, how much profit I gain. Okay, so for these kind of analysis, you have to consider some fact of business, right? Customer ID can be a fact, transaction ID can be a fact, and the branch ID can be a fact, customer deposit can be a fact, personal loan amount can be a fact, rate of interest can be a fact. Okay, so all these kind of things can be a fact to your business. Similarly, if you take any customer name or customer address, customer mobile number, so these mobile number, this address, okay, so this email ID may not be required to you to measure the business performance. Your business performance depends on the numerical values, actual transactions of the customer. Your numerical values won't be dependent on the reference information of the customer. That is why, the information performance is called as a fact. Okay, so all these kind of facts I will show in the fact table. Parentheses on fact. Okay, next one is fact table. So this is the fact table. Fact table contains only facts here. So my fact table, you can see the example here. My fact table name is, okay, this fact contains the month and date key, okay, branch key, product key, account key. Your fact table is the child table for our dimension table. Okay, your fact table is a child table for our dimension table, because whenever the customer works with your bank or with any organization, the organization first has to open a table. So the table contains only referential data that doesn't handle the transactional data. Referential data in the sense, whenever the customer opens the account, he will enter only the customer ID, customer account number, customer address, mobile number, landmark, nominees and all, right? So these kind of information I will call as the referential information, because this information may not be required for me, right? That's why, I will separate the referential information into one table and the actual fact into another table. So those referential information or contextual information I will store in the dimension table. This actual facts I will store in the fact table, right? So now the dimension table is a parent table. Fact table is the that's why you can see foreign keys here. FK stands for foreign key. So in your applications also, I mean in your providers also, you will see the two kinds of tables only. One is the dimension, one is the fact table. Two kinds of tables only. So all your fact table contains the foreign keys, and all our dimension table contains the primary keys. Okay, so there should not be any record existing in the fact table without the presence in the dimension table. Okay, so this is about fact table. So measures are not required for you. This is for a high level only, not required for you. Next one is so confirmed facts, because so in the architecture I told you we will join the data marts by joining the multiple data marts. I mean here we can join data marts with the help of confirmed dimension confirmed facts I told, right? So now we will see what is confirmed facts. So what is confirmed fact in the sense, you have multiple fact table in multiple data marts. Okay, the definition of the multiple facts in the multiple data marts is same. Definition in the sense there is a relationship between the multiple data marts. Okay, so I have a account key in one table, the same account key I have in another table. Like if you see, I have a table, my table name is called accounts. Accounts table contains account key, account number. Similarly, I have a table, my table is called transfers table. So I have n number of tables, right? So in each table I have a common key called as account key, because with the help of this account key only I can join the multiple tables. This account key is called as confirmed fact. Okay, so fact table from multiple facts are confirmed when the technical definition of the facts are equivalent. That means, if there is a relationship between the multiple tables, I can join the multiple tables. Okay, so these multiple tables have the common key. I will call the common key as a confirmed fact, right? So next one is dimension. So dimension is the one, right? So which is an independent entity. If we take the fact, fact will be depending on the dimension value. Customer ID can be a fact. Customer deposit can be a fact. So without having the dimension information, customer ID cannot be existed. Without having the dimension information, customer deposit may not be existed, because dimension is the independent entity. It doesn't depend on any other entity. Okay, which can be served as the entity for our business mechanism. Tables, dimension table contains only dimension. Account dimension is an example. Household dimension is one example. Okay, so next one is so this is the dimension table example. Typical example, you can see the product key, brand description, class description, category. Okay, you can see all the things. I will forward this document, you can refer this one. Okay, so types of dimensions, this is important thing. So types of dimension in the sense, even if you want to attend for the interview in future, you may be asked the questions in data variation, like what is dimension, what is fact, and types of dimension and all. So that's why I included dimension here. Okay, so like confirmed fact, we have confirmed dimension also. Okay, so like confirmed fact, we have confirmed dimension also. So confirmed dimension also like confirmed fact only. Here the difference is, the referential data which can be shared across multiple dimension is called confirmed dimension. Okay, so a common example for confirmed dimension is time dimension. So the timestamp can be used to join the multiple tables. This is called confirmed. Customer name, you can join the multiple tables with the help of the customer name. This is called confirmed dimension. Similarly, customer mobile number. So each and everything has confirmed dimension, which can be used for shareability purpose across multiple dimension tables. Next one is degenerate dimension. So degenerate in the sense, sometimes you may have only one field in the table. The field will serve you as the key. Okay, table in data warehousing, a table may contain multiple fields, right? There are some tables, the table contains only one field. Um, transaction ID.
Hello.
Transaction ID.
Hello.
It doesn't have any other fields. Yeah.
Hello. Sorry to interrupt you. Actually, your voice is it's quite breaking. I don't know why.
So now is it audible?
Yeah, it is, but it will go for a while and it also
Yeah.
comes.
Still, I have
Hello.
I am able to see the indicator here.
Yeah, it's showing that my audio
So if I
connection.
mean if yeah, if it is still breaking, we will just I mean I will just close the meeting.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
From your side, I think you got logged off, right?
No.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
So your voice is breaking now.
I don't know
Okay.
why your audio connection has been lost. It's saying your audio connection has been lost.
I'm able to hear you. Yes, network connection is good. I have 15 Mbps. So I think due to some network issues.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Yeah,
Hello?
are you able to hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
It's fine now?
Yes. Hopefully it will be fine.
Fine. So if it is still breaking, just log off and log in again.
Sorry?
Okay?
Hello?
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 Mamta, can I go ahead? Yeah, can I go ahead?
Yeah, you can. But the thing is that
Okay, fine.
it's showing like my audio is connecting. Hello? Hello?
So it's saying connecting to audio, right?
Yeah, it's fine now. It's connected.
So now it's fine. Good. Yeah,
Yeah.
if there is any fluctuation, let me know. I will hold the process. Okay,
Okay.
fine. So coming to types of dimension here. So in the dimension also you may have multiple dimension. Like so basically we have two kinds of tables in there, right? One is the fact and one is the another one is the dimension table. So fact table some different types of dimensions. Like there may be one table a table it doesn't have any other attributes. It contains only one key attribute. The key attribute can be served as the sequence number. Like if you take a transaction table, have any other attributes except this transaction ID. These general dimension because it is a dimension which contains only key and no attributes. Okay. Okay. So junk dimension
Hello,
Hello,
hello, hello. Can you hear me?
hello.
Hello,
Yeah, yeah.
hello.
Hello. I see you are offline. Hello.
Yeah, it's again saying connecting to audio.
It seems. So you are running any other applications including
No.
this voting meeting? So can you?
Hello, hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Hello, can
Yeah,
you
I'm
hear
able.
me?
Hello, I can hear you. I can
Okay.
hear you.
Yes, it's fine now. I don't know what's going on. Is it due to internet
So are you
connection?
able to hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Is a collection of flags. Like if there are some tables, customer addresses, like where if the customer is changing his address, you have to update some kind of indicator, true or false values or no values in a field. So those kind of fields I will call as junk dimension. So junk dimension is collection of random transactional codes or flags. So because if you see any table, a table is repeating multiple times. Nike here. Department description is repeating multiple times. Category description and with the change of this key attribute, so my non-key attribute is changing multiple times. So this is called the sorry, this is called data type dimension. I included the definition also. So SCDs are very very important in data warehousing. So even if you use any Informatica data administration tool, you have to implement SCD also. I mean slowly changing dimensions also you have to implement. Can we
Hello,
discuss about SCDs tomorrow because SCDs are very important. Hello?
hello, hello. Sorry to interrupt you. Uh, do I have to log in again because it's very disturbing today.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Mamta, we will do one thing. Hello, Mamta. Then we will discuss tomorrow because if it is breaking, if your voice is breaking, this conversation will not continue. So you cannot complete this today like this. Tomorrow we will do one thing. We will start with the SSCs. We will complete this SSCs first. Hello?
Hello? Yeah.
Hello?
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 Hello, yes. Can you
Can
hear
you
me
just
now?
see the chat?
Okay, so this much for today or hello?
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 Yeah. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, fine. So, shall we wind up the session now?
Yeah, sure. But before that, I need to ask one thing.
Yeah.
If I have to install the software, right? Uh, so
Yes.
what should I do? Will you provide me or
Yeah, I will provide you. Today what I will do is I will provide you software along with the screenshots. Okay.
Okay.
So I will share the software zip folder to Google Drive. You can just download the folder and you can just install on Windows XP. And I will also provide the steps to install with the help of screenshots.
Okay.
With this very simple installation, plan tomorrow. Tomorrow on your machine we can install, no issues. It doesn't take more than 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. You can spend 10 minutes tomorrow to install, or I will provide you software along the screenshots today. You can try from your end, otherwise we will install tomorrow, no issues. But the thing is, you should have the Windows XP by installing virtual machine or something. Okay, 1 minute.
Okay. Hello.
Fine, right? Any questions?
No,
Hello?
not now.
Yeah, so I will send the software and I will send the screenshots also. So try to install with the help of this. We will install tomorrow because anyhow tomorrow we have to discuss more about data variation concepts for half an hour, right? Then I will show you installation. Okay. So tomorrow we can do, or you can try from your end. I mean yourself.
Okay.
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 Fine, right? So then bye. We'll meet tomorrow.
Yes. Bye.
And one more thing, Mamta. So is it possible to you to join at 7 a.m. IST instead of 6 a.m.
7 a.m. my morning time?
IST? My morning time. So you are from US, right?
Yes. Your 7 a.m.
So
that
I'm
means
like,
uh,
yeah,
what time will be?
possible for you.
What time will be at my side?
No, generally today we join at 6 a.m. IST, right? So it's I'm requesting just to join at 1 hour. I mean 7 a.m. IST. If it is possible, otherwise we will continue on the same time. No issues.
So it will be like 9:30 or 9 my time, right? 9 p.m.
Yeah. So yes, generally you are joining at now you are joining at 8 p.m.
8:30 p.m.
Your time, right? So
Yes.
it can be 9:30, I think.
9:30.
9:30 p.m. your time. Okay,
Okay.
fine.
So
For tomorrow, join at 8:30 only. We will discuss tomorrow.
okay.
Okay.
So
So
tomorrow
tomorrow
will
we'll
be
join
the
at 8:30.
same time, right? 8:30.
Same time. Same time. Same
Okay.
time.
So we will discuss
Okay.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Mamta.
Uh,
Bye.
so is it okay for you at 9:30 my time? Then I'll be fine.
Okay. For tomorrow, we'll join at 6 o'clock. We'll discuss tomorrow. No issues.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Fine, right? Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.